Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be finishing 2. We're going to be riding from Wellsburg right here where we stopped on the last video, all the way to the end of 2 there in Chester, West Virginia. Uh, I was trying to remember what I was pointing out right there, where you come down to and then just ride straight to the middle of Weirton and stuff. That's a pretty cool part of the video right there. The rest of this is pretty much just flat out alongside the river, fun riding. But it's let's see, I think we have, I cannot remember, 30 miles left from Wellsburg to Chester's, roughly just at 30 miles. But it's going to take like 45 minutes from Wellsburg. Now, I did start a little bit on the south side of Wellsburg there to catch this bridge again. Uh, I just thought it was a cool bridge. It's a nice area right here. It's wide open. Even the Ohio side over there is pretty cool. But yeah, that's why I just left this little in there because I don't know if it's a normal bridge to some people, but it's not really normal to me. So I thought it was cool. But right here, we're going to get into Wellsburg. For the most part, other than trafficy and where they're doing road work, now we will run into a little bit of road work up here in Follinsby. It's pretty rough, but for the most part, what's left in on this ride, the roads are in really good shape. Uh, there's absolutely, I cannot think, I don't believe that there's even any places um, that are that are reportable. You know what I mean? Of course, you go from pretty much small town to small town going up the Ohio River right there. So, but they are really cool older towns, though. You know what I mean? Like they give you that vibe. I don't know how to. I honestly don't know how to say it. Uh, you know, and definitely weird, and it gives you that way back when feel. But yeah, as far as the roads go, you you can see they're pretty clean and not beat you to death rough or anything. So yeah, there's just not a whole lot to go off through here. I was kind of waiting. Yeah, I think we're getting ready to break out of town here, but because there was a couple places that were really nice to look at, and it was right. It was in between Wellsburg and Follinsby, but I can't remember. They did a lot of the cutouts on the Ohio side, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, this little bridge up here, I think it's Railroad Bridge, where the train used to go across. It may still do it. I don't know if it does or not. I don't know. You wouldn't think. I mean, that bridge looked pretty not great. So, like I said, anybody that super in trains and or trains, my Atlanta bridges. I mean, all of 2 would be a good road to go up and check that stuff out. It'd just be, enjoyable. Yeah, right up here, some road work. This Folsby, and like I said, this town has a super cool main street and stuff. Uh, Gives you that older feel and things. But the road work going on up here, you can't hit this fast. They got this all cut out, so be careful riding through here. I wouldn't take off from that light and nail it or anything. Uh, there's more work going on up here to the right too. The next street up to the right. So if you're going in that direction, it's all bad. I think it was 27. The sign said 27 shoots off junction. So just be mindful if you're in this area here. That doesn't look like it's that will be fixed here pretty soon. I'd say they're just filling it back in right now. They do a tie-in or whatever they're doing right there. But for the most part, that little town's pretty enjoyable. It's got everything. There's one of those cutouts on the Ohio side I was talking about earlier, and you just ride on up through here. Now these old factories and stuff, I left a lot of those in there. They go right along with the bridges. There's people that want to go see those and things. So you can definitely make a trip up this road looking at those things and the bridges. But like I don't know if those are still. I know they're not in full use, but they might use that area for something right there, or the old buildings or whatever. But I still think they're cool to look at. Yeah. Well, now you pretty much follow the coast up through here. Like I said, this is, you know, I hate it when roads do this. They switch back and forth to 2 lane to 4 lane. But here we are. It'll drop back down into 2 lane as we drop down into Weirton. And you got to be paying attention there too. I don't know what that bridge is. It looked like it wasn't a very big bridge, but looked like it was a cool bridge. But yeah, when we get up here to Weirton, as you follow too, you got to really pay attention because you can easily be in the wrong lane. I don't think it. I mean, it wouldn't be something that absolutely hurts you or anything, but most of them just go into turning lanes. It's not like 79 in Pittsburgh or something when you in the wrong lane you're going to go to another state or something. It's just you got to kind of pay attention. I almost went in the wrong lane. I was trying to get around a fuel truck, and then I realized that I was in the wrong lane. So it happens, but it ain't no big deal there. You also have a left-hand turn. I always hate when there's a left-hand turn because, especially off 4 lane, because then you got lingering vehicles that stay there. Yeah, right here, kind of got to pay attention which way you're going. Middle lane stays. If I'd have stayed in that lane, I would have had to turn and stuff. But then you get up through here, right from off the 4 lane there, right from that stoplight. This is your main drag here. If I was going to ride this again, I would take the actual time, leave myself time to stop in this town. Weirton looks like a super, super, super awesome town. Looks like there's all kinds of stuff I don't want to call it touristy, but a lot of stuff to go check out. Like there's break out one of these roads, go down this street, and check. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff there. Uh, if you're going to ride up there, even just the old historic buildings and the whole, what are they called? The old foundries and stuff. Um, you'll see one up here. This building is so massive, it's not funny. Like right there, and you can see how far it goes back that way. I didn't realize that it'd been nice if I'd have done the mileage, because through this is an awesome main street, by the way, also. But like, there's what, 2 blocks already, something like that, 3 blocks. So I don't know how long that building is, but that'd be something cool. They did have stuff set up to, well, not really set up to go look at stuff, but I mean, you could pull in there and straight up look at that. But like, you know, you got stuff on both sides. Then you continue down through here, and like it's still going. But uh, yeah, it was just one of those things that kind of blew my mind while I was riding along it and everything. So I don't know that I did wish that we had the time to stop there and check out some stuff, but we didn't. Uh, so, but yeah, it's still going. It finally ended. But yeah, as you end that and you're coming out of town, it's kind of gorgeous here. You got the big fields on both sides, and they're doing some. I don't know if that was all used to be foundries and stuff. You can tell there used to be stuff down there. So I know you can't really see well at that angle, but yeah, there used to be stuff down there on both sides, and there's still another building up here that is in use and things, and further up here. So, but yeah, there's like stuff right through here to check out, like your older buildings and things like that. So, I think Weirton's going to be a town that I go to uh, check out in the future. Yeah, so like these kind of roads right here, probably the worst you're going to see. These little older streets. Like I don't remember if I even seen too many potholes. It was mostly just your old war roads. So it was, as far as roads go, you're in pretty good shape here. I mean, of course, this is a enjoyable road, anyways. The with the views and everything else that you got going on, the uh, there's just so much, kind of to take in there. Uh, with the bridges and everything else there, the older towns, the foundries. There's just a bunch of cool stuff to look at. But like I said, I would leave myself time to like stop there in Weirton, um, and check that out. I don't know. I didn't see. I don't know if I seen too much actual tourist stuff like you know a tour or anything else like that. But there was a bunch of stuff. Like there was some buildings on Main Street that looked like it could have been straight from a 1950s movie. Uh, some of it, most of it still looked like it was in really good shape. So I kind of feel like they've kept their Main Street up and alive there. But I could be wrong too. Like I said, I was trying to take in everything on a ride through. So I mean that kind of be my fault there. Uh, but if I was to ride through it again, I would absolutely leave myself time and stop and check it out. That's just me. Of course, I'm in the like old stuff. You know what I mean? I probably should have been born a little before I was. That church right there, I have no idea. I've never seen anything like that before in my life, but that was kind of a cool little deal there. Can't oh sorry, I can't believe I just yawned. I'm trying to check out the name of that little town we're in now. I think it's actually Toronto. No, it's New Cumberland. That's New Cumberland. Yeah. I had it written down on my little cheat sheet there, but I had to walk to a different room because, you know, everybody likes talking while I'm trying to record and do other stuff. So, but yeah, this ain't a bad little town either. All these little towns up through here, uh, are enjoyable. You know what I mean? I don't know. Now I did see some touristy stuff in this town. I can't remember what it was. You would think that I would literally remember that, but I cannot. I cannot. That old church right there was pretty awesome. This wall right here was pretty awesome. I was staring at it most of the time. I mean that's a good view. I hate stone walls like that. 'Cause I'm scared to death the snake's gonna fly out of one while you're riding down the side of it. You know what I mean? Now this town here has got one of them L main streets too. You gotta come into it one way turn and then and elbow back around to your main street there. So man, I just done again. Now I didn't look around as much in here. I think there's some cool stuff there too. It just didn't have the um, I guess the length that the other one did. Now this road here is quite rough, right off them railroad tracks. That's probably why. Everybody's going up and over the railroad tracks, and so. But that was, you can see the road now. It's pretty nice. But like, I don't. I mean, I've hit on it a couple times, but the road on two is actually super nice. The actual road itself. You have a couple little spots here and there, but absolutely nothing to worry about at the whole route two outside of Parkersburg. So keep that in mind. As far as everything else, I mean the road was always clean. There was a couple spots I seen some gravel up on, but you as a rider got to kind of take that upon yourself to watch ahead of yourself, especially if you see a stone or a turn coming up. Um, that's got a big wide berm. That's all stone. You know what I mean? Everybody pulls a trailer uses that there, and it'll kick up rocks and everything else on you. Um, this little area up through here, I don't know what this was. I don't know if I even ever seen a sign for it. I just thought this was super cool. It like just popped up out of nowhere. I'm sure it just at one point in time somebody it got flooded. You know what I mean? And they just kind of kept it. I don't know. You know how that stuff gets started. So uh, I did think that was a cool place, and this is kind of a weird way the land lays, kind of. But uh, you stay into this for a little bit up through here, and like I said, it's fun riding. You know what I mean? Long straightaways and big open fields and stuff. So I don't know if that would be more enjoyable in the fall or something like that, but I enjoyed it. There was a lot to look at. I left this, I mean, all this down through here is all like really cool stuff to look at. You got long views. I left it in fast forward because it was like forever. You know what I mean? Like it's straightaways for days. I just didn't want to be riding in a straight line for 20 minutes, you know what I mean? Just trying to see. Yeah, we just passed the casino. I think we're heading in the Newell. Newell. These factories and stuff up through here, you know, all the older ones and stuff, you know, they've been there forever because that was the shipping lanes and stuff. But the new ones and stuff that they're building up through there are gigantic. So that's, I guess, new and old stock kind of deal, or add-ons or whatever. So, but yeah, there's like, this is like the very tip top of West Virginia. Like if you look at the top finger there, and where the road rounds around, like you got the Ohio River right on the other side of your left side right there, and then Ohio, and that's, I mean, this is the tip top. I think Newell, no, Georgetown, but they're close. Uh, we'll ride through Newell here in a second, and this might actually be it. I was looking away. It is. Georgetown. Yeah, Georgetown. No. Well, Newell is almost the top part. If you look straight across the top of West Virginia, it's Monica is the highest, then that Georgetown, and then where we were just at there. It kind of goes uphill as it goes east. You know what I mean? The you know what I mean. Look at a map, you'll know what I mean. Uh, Completely useless information. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I just tried to throw that out there. This part here, coming into Chester and stuff, you can see this road is dated pretty good. And your dry cracks. Now there is a couple little bad places, chunks taken out of it. Nothing that's going to really affect you horribly. Um, just you got to watch out there. You know what I mean? And be yeah, vigilant. I'm watching that, but yeah, I think it was only that the one section there. Now, something else I'm gonna go ahead and share with you here is the fact that this goes nowhere. Like once you get to the very end of two, uh, you don't really have any choices. You got let me see, can't remember the name of that. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, well, we just went over. That was kind of where I was going with this. When we got up here, we just rode across the river right there to East Liverpool, and come back down 7. But you got like to stay in West Virginia like 30, 168. I mean, it's that's not even in. That's in. Yeah, it's a tough way back out of there. I might try to do a ride out of there, or I think you're gonna have to do PA or Ohio to get back out of Chester. This is pretty much the only main route in and out. So, but Chester is a super nice little town. We're right there now. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you guys, like, share, and comment. Please comment. Please like. If you're watching them, enjoying them. Today's video was a little. I was squirreling a little bit, but right there is the only restaurant that's halfway decent set down, and it's a cafe or something. I can't remember the name of it, but um, yeah. Share the videos, like the videos. I I ask you guys, if you're actually watching them, comment. if you got questions, you know what I mean? Because I can't add stuff, or you know, if you want to see something else, I need, ask me, and I'll try to see if I can do it. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, if you want to hear about this or that, or want me to point out or stop more places or this or that, let me know. Let me know. Yeah, the only way you can let me know is comment. You know what I mean? So I ask you to do that. Now, right up here, like I will straight. The stop sign is the dead end of 2, uh, and on the right hand side, you got the world's largest teapot. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as a whole too. Get out and ride. You know what I mean? Look to your left. That's the end of this video. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Be careful out there.